We have looked at basic copper chloride in swine diets, particularly nursery pig diets, and we have looked at it in regard to levels that would be used in terms of growth stimulation. We have compared it to copper sulfate at a level added to the diet of 225 parts per million, which is a level typical of what is being used in the swine industry. We have compared this to a control diet with only 10 parts per million of copper, which would be adequate, but it would not give one the growth stimulation. What we have seen is differences in how these two sources of copper are metabolized in the small intestine. In the first part of the small intestine, which is called the duodenum, we see much higher soluble concentrations of copper when we feed copper sulfate compared to copper hydroxychloride, and this results in a large uptake in the duodenum of the copper. Matter of fact, the level of copper taken up, we have been able to show from copper sulfate can actually cause some oxidative damage in the intestine at this point. Copper hydroxychloride is the levels in the upper part, the duodenum, are much lower in terms of soluble copper. Less is taken up, but as we move down the tract, we're seeing the copper hydroxychloride being released, and we'll see as much taken up by the intestinal tissue there or more than copper sulfate. So they're metabolized differently, and particularly in the young pig, this seems to be important because, like I said, the oxidative damage that occurs in the gut certainly would be a negative.